Evening, y'all. Just had a thought. I was watching another one of the slow burn specials, and he was driving through Tennessee. It's a good tour. Tennessee's a beautiful state. And I got to thinking about it. I was like, I ain't been out in a while. To the mountains, that is. And I got to thinking about, he was driving the Smoky Mountains. We can drive through the mountains just about everywhere these days. But what about when people couldn't drive through the mountains? About what started this country. Men, mostly mountain men, some women, venturing out into places unknown. And probably had way less than we have now when it comes to camping gear. Yeah, I will let the argument be out there that furs and all were a lot warmer than a lot of the fleeces that we have today. But think about all the stories we've heard and read about growing up. Davy Crockett, Daniel Boone, the stories out of Kentucky and Tennessee, Pennsylvania, Texas, Virginia. The list goes on. I mean, would those who lived in New Jersey and New York and Connecticut and all of New England of yesteryear recognize it today? Well, I think we all know the answer to that. Makes me think about other places and stories like Last Stand at Beecher Island or Muir Mountains National Park now, I guess it is. Muir is. Old mountain man too. But the list goes on, and I'm sure we can all add to those different instances in the history of this country that have probably given us that little spirit inside of just what built this country. The men and women that sacrificed even before the Constitution was written. And the old saying comes in that hard times breed strong men and soft times breed weak men. Does that mean most of us men are weak in this day? No, it doesn't. But I'm not saying I'd want to get into chopping a tree down competition with those of yesteryear. So when we think about the Constitution and how we think this country should be and where we think we ought to be headed with it all, tap into that history. Tap into that past. Because they're the ones that built this place, not us. If anybody had not exactly figured where in all the great big puzzle they fit that's known as life, there's a reason we were born at this time. Now, my grandfather, when I used to hunt, used to say me and my uncle were born 200 years too late. I'm not that guy anymore. But maybe I could be. Maybe you could be. So just remember, when you walk a road or drive a road or You could just walk down a path in some stretch of woods that you've known for years, but at some point others came before you. And I know we all know that, but think of it in that frame of mind. If they were in this time and place and knew that there was no place left to run, what would they do? How would they handle it? Would they get on a soapbox? Maybe. Do I think they would? I think those types wouldn't have allowed it insofar as they could stand. And we've all heard about the rough men that built this country, and I'd say they're probably a mite disappointed. So, I ain't trying to bring a dull spirit to the evening, but it's more along the lines I want to feel that vigor back. There's nothing like stepping foot out into that mountain trail and feeling the breeze and hearing the creeks and the trees rustle. There's a whole nother feeling about it. So just remember them. I guess that's what I do. Is what would they do if they were dealing with the situation that we're dealing with? I look forward to the answers in the comments. God bless y'all. Be good. Be safe. Stay armed. Stay vigilant. But stay wild. Because I believe that's what those people were. What our forefathers and mothers were. I think they had a bit of wild that don't exactly exist anymore. It was a controlled kind of wild. They knew when to be a savage, and they knew when to be a gentleman. And that's not a balance we see too often anymore. See y'all later.